What's up, everybody?
Hey.
It's been a few weeks.
We've been slackers. It's just been crazy. Just between traveling for work and,
life.
Yeah, fun times.
Busy. And the whole not really wanting to record all the time. Not yet, anyway.
Yeah, we struggle with that a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, what does this look like long term? Like, do we want it to be like a vlogging thing? Is it something people are interested in? There's just a lot of moving parts there.
So many things.
Yep.
So, the this or that for this week is Disney World Rides! Yay! It's going to be so much fun.
I want to go first.
Okay. Now, before we start this.
Okay.
There's no particular order. I just picked them, and they're all rides that we have ridden and somewhat enjoy.
Okay.
It's going to be a good time.
Well, we should preface with the fact that we've never really talked about this, but we're huge Disney people.
Yeah.
We go to Disney a lot.
A lot.
That's where we go, like, for our anniversary trip. We don't go to, like, a tropical beach or anything. We go to Disney.
Yeah. Or a cruise. Whenever we get the cruise again.
Yeah, but we haven't been on a cruise for our anniversary yet, though.
No. Hoping to do that in 2021.
We shall see. Okie dokie. The first one. Expedition Everest or Test Track?
I'm going to go Expedition Everest because I love roller coasters up and down, backwards, forwards. I love the suspense of Everest, even though I've been on it like
50 million times now. I agree. I like the story of Expedition Everest better. Test Track is just kind of... I mean, it's a fun ride, but it's like techie in a weird way, and I'm not into anything like that.
I think for Test Track, you have to go... Well, when everything's not going crazy... you have to go through such a long line and such a long prep for it.
Yeah, it's hard to get a fast pass for it because it's one of the only rides at Epcot. So, Expedition Everest it is.
Yep. All right, next one.
Here.
Sorry.
Did they spill?
Some of them, maybe. I don't know.
How many should I have?
Nope, we good. Okay. So I don't know the exact count because it's more than...
Okay, well, I'll just hold it.
All right, here we go.
I don't like this.
They're two water-based rides.
Okay.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Uh-huh.
Or Navi River Journey.
That's the easiest question ever. Y'all, if there is ever a ride that I do not want to ride at Disney World, it is a Navi River Journey.
Why is that?
I can't even put it into words. The smell, all the rides have a specific smell, but that smell is just a bit much for me. It's pretty, but there's no entertainment factor for me, which is so disappointing because I love the movie Pandora.
Well, Avatar.
No.
It's called Avatar.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Pandora is the land. You're right.
Yes.
Okay. So, I mean, I love that movie. I love the land of Pandora, walking around and, there's snacks. But the ride just does not do it for me. So, it will never be Navi River Journey. I really like pirates in general, so that's one ride that we always ride when we go. And I love how they tweak it for the holidays, whether it's Thanksgiving, not Thanksgiving,
Christmas.
Whether it's Halloween or Christmas, they always do an overlay, and it's just a classic Disney ride. I remember going on that when I was little,
So I'm gonna pick Pirates as well. When we've only ridden Navi River Journey one time, and the only thing that I was super excited about was the shaman. That was it. It was cool, and it was actually the animatronic, because sometimes, I don't know what you guys know about that ride, but if something's wrong with the animatronic, they can put down a screen, and it's a video of the shaman. So, yeah, it's really technical and cool, but it's not exciting to me.
But I'd much rather watch, like, the behind the scenes of how Navi River was created and built than actually going through the ride.
Yeah,
Like, we waited for, like, 45 minutes for this ride.
It was longer than that.
And it was awful. And the kids were miserable. And, I mean, we went in August, so it was hot. But, like...
They were just like, is this it?
It was, yeah. We were done. All right, you want to hold that?
Yeah.
So I don't spill it? Okay. This is rude.
Why is it rude?
Big Thunder Mountain Railroad or Seven Doors Mine Train.
So, oh man, I'm gonna have to pick Big Thunder Mountain Railroad.
Why?
I feel like it's longer. It may not be longer. I want to say it is faster than Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. I like the goat. The goat is funny. And I always point out the goat every time I go on the ride. And that's where we got one of our biggest laughs out of you when we went for our 7th-year anniversary. So yeah. Go in there. It's a good ride.
So just a little history there. We had been to Disney twice before we went for our anniversary trip.
It was more times than that.
No, it wasn't. It was.
We had been 3
That
times.
was our 3rd trip together.
Yeah.
So, but every time we went, you know, I was always playing like the mommy role, and like I would have the littles, and they would go ride, you know, the roller coasters. Like Mike would take our teenage son. My sister went with us one year. Like they would go ride the roller coasters, and I would have the littles, and we would like kind of stay back and do little things. So we had never actually been on a roller coaster together until our anniversary trip, and I don't know. I just have a really strong Polish laugh, and I guess it shocked you, right? So, so I'm gonna agree. Big Thunder Mountain, one for the nostalgia. It was the first roller coaster our kids rode. It was the first roller coaster our goddaughters rode with us. I like the story behind Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, but there's so much hype around it because it's one of the newer rides.
Yeah.
The lines are crazy long. I mean, we specifically went to Early Morning Magic so that we pay the extra tickets.
Yeah.
So that we could specifically
ride that ride.
Yeah.
And it's, don't get me wrong, Seven Dwarf Mine Train is
it's a
amazing
good ride.
Roller coaster.
Yeah.
But Big Thunder Mountain, I'm gonna go with Big Thunder. It's the wildest ride in the wilderness. I think that's what it says anyway.
It does.
All right, here we go. This one is interesting. Kilimanjaro Safaris.
Okay.
Or Jungle Cruise.
Kilimanjaro, for sure. I like Jungle Cruise, but it's this... I mean, you have a skipper who's telling you jokes, and sometimes the joke changes based on the skipper, but most of the time it's the same. I like that they changed that one for the holidays. Yeah. Like, they change it for Christmas. And turn it into the Jingle Cruise. So that's fun, but we've never been on the Jingle Cruise because the line's always so long. I like Kilimanjaro Safaris better because it's different every single time you go. Like, every time you go, the person's different, the animals are different. You know, we just have such good memories on every single one. Something different has happened.
Yeah.
So.
I'm going to pick Kilimanjaro Safaris as well. And it's funny because when we go, I like to take a lot of pictures of the animals. And then she's like, why are you taking all the pictures? And then when we get back, she's like, do you have any pictures of the animals? So, I mean, it's good to see the animals in somewhat their natural habitat and seeing the new animals. Like when babies are born, you get to see them for the first time, not being there last time either. So it's really cool. I like that.
Yeah, it's fun. There's other moving parts, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Frozen Ever After or Grand Fiesta Tour starring the 3 Caballeros.
If you know me, you know what I'm picking. I am picking Grand Fiesta Tour starring 3 Caballeros.
Because of Donald Duck.
Yes.
You don't want to do anything. Okay, I'll put you down and you can go tomorrow, okay?
And Could the ride be more exciting? Does it need to be updated? Yes, without a doubt. But it is amazing. I like Frozen Ever After, but I'm going to stick with my homeboy Donald.
I'm going to choose Frozen Ever After. I think that they did such a good job on that ride in making it universal to so many people. And, like, it has the element of going forwards and backwards and the fast drop and the water splash. And, like, it's, even if you don't like Frozen, it's not something that's like, oh my gosh, this song again. Like, it's not like that.
I would like to see them update it.
What, Frozen?
With some of the new
Oh, because of Frozen 2? Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll do that. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe. They got other things they're working on right now. So, yeah, it is what it is. Gotta be patient. Change takes time. Alright, here we go. Under the Sea, Journey of the Little Mermaid, or The Seas with Nemo and Friends.
The Journey of the Little Mermaid. For sure.
Why is that?
Because the Little Mermaid movie is nostalgic for me. I mean, that was part of my childhood. I have really good memories of singing some of the songs in the car with, like, my dad and my brother. So it's very nostalgic and sentimental to me. Scuttle is really fun on that ride, whereas Finding Nemo's ride similar in the way that, like, you sit in, like, a shell and you ride through, but it's just not, it doesn't hold that sentiment to me.
For me, I'm going to say Under the Sea, because with the Little Mermaid ride, you're going through and the journey through the songs and the different scenes and all of that.
Right.
When you go through the seas, the Nemo ride, I can't remember the name now. But when you go through that ride, it's just kind of like just telling the story. There's not really any songs in Finding Nemo. So, though I like the Finding Nemo movie, the ride system is better. Or the ride experience is better with Under the Seas. Now,
are you counting Turtle Talk in with Finding Nemo?
I will say, I have been stopped and stuck on Under the Seas more than I have with the Nemo ride. It seems like every time we're on that ride, it stops.
Yeah.
For a good 2, 3, 5 minutes sometimes. Every time.
We haven't been, like, the only word I can think of is excavated off the ride.
No.
I don't know why that word is the word I'm thinking of.
Evacuated. Not moving dirt. So, yeah.
Was it my turn?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Oh, sorry. Why do I get all of these?
What's wrong now?
Space Mountain or Rock and Roller Coaster?
Oh, man. That's so hard for me. Okay. So...
Do you not know? You may go first.
I'm going to say Space Mountain. Space Mountain, it's just... Rock and Roller Coaster is good, but it's super loud. It's super loud. I like the pre-show aspect of Rock and Roller Coaster better, but I love the ride of Space Mountain.
Well, Space Mountain doesn't really have a pre-show.
Yeah.
And if you go through the Fast Pass line for Rock and Roller Coaster, there is no pre-show.
You miss so much. Yeah.
I'm going to agree Space Mountain. Rock and Roller Coaster, while it is a good ride, it's not, when I go to Hollywood Studios, it's not one of those rides that I'm like, oh my gosh, we have to ride this before we leave. Like, last time we went, we didn't even ride it. And we were at Hollywood Studios 2 days.
Right.
It doesn't change. There's no adaptations to it. Whereas with Space Mountain, they have overlays and they change it for the holidays. And, there's, while you're in line, there's stuff to look at. And I don't know. I agree, Space Mountain for sure. It's, when I go to Magic Kingdom, Space Mountain's one of those, I have to ride it.
And Space Mountain during Halloween, or if they during Halloween or the not so scary
Halloween party.
Yeah,
they do a
blackout, and that makes
they pump up the music and they black everything out, so it's just
much
pitch
better.
black. Like you go through the first little tunnel with the lights, and then it's just pitch black.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
And you're like, what did I get myself into?
Yeah.
Even though you've probably ridden it before, you're like, I don't know what's going on.
We went 2 years ago. We went with the Halloween party, and I sat behind Noah, and I had to like lean up and hold the kid's head in place because he couldn't expect when the turns were. So he was like going this way and going that way. So I held his head, like I leaned forward and held his head in place. It was funny. I mean, he would have been okay, but you know, that mama instinct, I was like, no, not my baby.
All right, here we go. This one's kind of hard for me, I think.
Good.
Carousel of Progress.
Okay.
Or Spaceship Earth.
I'm going to say Carousel of Progress because it takes you back through, I mean, Walt designed it. Yeah. Like, it brings back the nostalgic of, like, what he was working on in all of those pieces. Whereas Spaceship Earth, the concept is about his ideas for what he wanted Epcot to be. Carousel Progress, he had his hands in. Mm-hmm. So for me, that's why I would choose that. Both of them are rides that you just go on when your feet are stupid tired.
Yeah.
And you need to take a break. And generally that doesn't happen at the front of Epcot. It generally happens at, you know, the side of Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
So, if I have to choose between the two, it's going to be Carousel of Progress.
I'm going to choose Carousel of Progress as well. Mainly because that's like one of the first things that got him into
going to state fairs and things.
Yeah. And to proving to people that he could do this. He could build this amazing
theme park
place for people.
Yeah.
And it's just it's a good ride.
Yeah.
Sometimes it has issues. All rides have issues sometimes. But it's literally a good ride. Now,
well, and they're working on updating it too. Yeah. Like the very first time we went in this past trip, they had changed some of the soundtracks. Not change as far as like what they're saying, but the quality of them.
Right.
Because, I mean, you have to think when they first made the ride and they were touring with it, like it can't be the same, obviously.
And then you got Spaceship Earth. The one of the funniest things is we were stuck on Spaceship Earth one time and all the lights had to come on. And you see everything. Mm-hmm. Like, that's so awkward. Like, yeah, it's going to happen, but that was cool and awkward at the same time.
Well, and Spaceship Earth has a lot of glitches, too.
Yeah.
Like, when we went last time, of course, we had to wear masks because of everything going on with the pandemic. And you had no face.
Yeah, I didn't have a face.
Because he was wearing a black mask. It didn't register any of his facial features at all. Whereas mine, it was like half a face up here and then the bottom part of my mask. It was just very bizarre. So, okie dokie. This is the easiest one I've gotten. Avatar Flight of Passage or Soarin' Around the World?
Okay, so I've been on both of them. And I'm just going to be 100% honest. And people are going to hate me for this. But I don't feel like Flight of Passage is all it's cracked up to be. It's cool. It's a good ride. It tells a story. You know, you ride with your Banshee, but I like Soarin'. I really do. I like the way the screen is done. And, okay, the screen is done pretty much the same on Avatar 2. Whatever. You can argue that. But Soarin' is just better. It's more classic for me. It's just better.
So I'm kind of salty about this ride because out of all of Disney World, Flight of Passage is the only ride I cannot ride. And it's not necessarily because of my size, it's because of my height.
Yeah.
And the way that so you have to like sit into it and then they lock your legs in and that's the part that wouldn't lock.
Right.
It wasn't my waist, it wasn't anything else. It was the length of my legs. So I mean that was encouraging that it wasn't, you know, because that was an issue. Like that's why we don't go to Universal very much because there's not a lot of rides I can ride there because they're not poo size friendly, I guess is the way to put it.
Yeah.
So, but it was my legs
yeah.
that wouldn't lock, strangely enough. So I didn't ride the ride, but I've watched a lot of point of views, and I don't think I would like it because I get motion sickness. I would feel like I was falling. Like, we've watched Tim Tracker here on YouTube. We watched him a lot, and one of his point of view videos, you could, like, you were behind him, so you could see his Banshee, you could see him on his Banshee, and the way he moved, and, like, the way they would dive, I feel like I would get sick.
I just didn't think it was that great. Like, to me, and it's two different concepts, but I would rather be on around, like, Mission Space.
Sure.
Rather than being on Flight of Passage.
Yeah. But to answer the question, knowing all we know about Flight of Passage, I'm always going to pick Soarin'. I love Soarin'. I love Soarin' with the kids. But again, that's one of those rides that, like, you sit back and you have the little harness thing on, but I'm still doing this to the kids to, like, because we generally are on the very top row, I feel like.
Yeah.
I like the fact that, like, that it sparks all of your senses.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay, I appreciate that. I have so much of it. Hey, you guys. Future me here. Thanks so much for checking out this video. We actually split this video in half because we became chatty Cathy's at the end of it. So that video will be, the second half of this video will be out next Friday. Thank you so much for checking out our video today. Let us know your favorite rides in the comments below. If you haven't yet, be sure to like and subscribe. Turn on that bell so you can get all of the notifications, and we'll see you next time. Have a great day.